Welcome back in, everyone, to the 2025 Arizona Tennis Classic. Joining us, the first man through to round 2 of the singles draw, but of course, arguably the hottest player right now on the entire ATP Tour. It's our friend, returning champion Colton Smith. Colton, it is always good to see you. Congratulations on the victory. Let's start there. I know I asked you about this on court, but you're serving for the match, and arguably that's when we saw Shevchenko's best game of the match. Just talk me through that moment and rebounding, recovering, ultimately to get off in straight sets.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I think serving out matches is one of the hardest things to do in tennis, especially, I mean, he's top 100 for a reason. And so, yeah, 3 winners and a double fault is kind of, it's just too good from him. And so it's, trickier conditions, especially kind of last game with those balls and different things. So you can make as many excuses as you want, but ultimately he's a good player, and so it's tough to close out guys. And so it was one of those things where I wasn't too upset about it. It's happened before, and so best thing you can do is just reset, go back to the next game, and had some match points in the next one. But yeah, again, he played some really good points and kind of came through in the clutch when he needed to, and so just trying to do my best to keep my composure and trying to keep it from going to a third.
Yeah, well, it's a credit to you. You were able to do exactly that. And just, I said this on court as well. You've been on the road so much over the past couple of months. I know this is technically still on the road. We're not in Tucson, but to be back in Phoenix, I'm curious if you're staying at home this week just to have that comfort, or is it another hotel room for you? What's it mean to be back in Arizona finally?
Yeah, no, it's luckily I'm staying with some friends here. Okay. But yeah, we're about 2.5 hours outside of Tucson, so that commute's not happening. But yeah, it's great. I know a lot of people out here, and so I got a former teammate with me as well, and so it's great to be here. It almost feels like home, even though I haven't been to this club before. So yeah, it's fun. My parents are with me again, and so it's definitely nice to be able to travel to sunny places. It's it was a little different in the fall when you're traveling week to week, and you're playing indoors and the weather's a little colder. But yeah, you're in sunny places, and it doesn't really feel like you're on the road too much. It's nice.
No, we are very much not in Cleveland anymore.
That's true.
As it's a beautiful day here in Phoenix. And again, for you right now to be on this sort of run, again, it was 6 weeks ago you win your first challenger title in Cleveland. Obviously, last week at Indian Wells to qualify for the main draw there, let alone beat Kaboli as you did in round number 1, go 3 with Mickelson as you did. What have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about your game through this process?
Yeah, it's super cool getting to play against some guys in the top 100, and especially at some of the biggest stages. And yeah, I mean, last week it was definitely had a little bit different feel than it does this week. This week it feels a little more chill, and I mean, it's kind of coming in off of that high. I feel a lot more kind of comfortable here. But yeah, just being able to play against some of those guys at the top level and being able to kind of hold my own is just kind of really continues to build confidence, but also really reassures me that what I've been doing is working, and college is a great place to be able to build your game.
Yeah, no, and I want to unpack again more about your game there. Did you have a fan-out moment at Indian Wells? Like, again, you just turned 22, and shout out to you for giving yourself quite the birthday gift. But, was there a moment, I don't know, Novak's walking by you in the locker room, and you're like, oh, man, this is the ATP Tour. I'm here. Yeah,
definitely seeing Novak kind of warming up, and you see Alcaraz in the locker room, and all these guys. I got to meet a couple guys too for the first time. It's cool. I mean, they're all really good guys, and they're all pretty down to earth when you're in there. And it was definitely a cool moment too, because you get to be in the locker room and you're a little bit of a nobody in there. Nobody really knows you too much. But then after some matches, you go out into the grounds and people are wanting to get your autograph and photos. And then you go out to restaurants too. People recognize you out there. Like, wow, that hasn't happened before. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's very cool, and it's so thoroughly deserved. And again, I kind of asked this, but about your game specifically, what do you think's worked best? Like in the Kaboli match or in your match here today, what is it that you're doing out there that you're saying, okay, I think this is going to work for me moving forward?
I think just the physicality of it, being able to kind of play point in, point out at a high level, and really just kind of not letting it slip or anything like that, of really being like, all right, I'm going to play tough in the corners, just like just like Clancy's always preaching at practice. It's like, if you're not tough in the corners, then you don't deserve to be out there. And so, trying to bring that and, that intensity from college, but also kind of continuing to build the serve and trying to get free points. And, I mean, definitely at the higher levels, you get less and less free points, so you got to continue to up the serve. And you're always trying to find things that are working, because guys will figure you out pretty quickly if you just stick with one gear.
And so on that other side, what's the one thing coming off of this that you're like, I'm working on this more, I'm doubling down, I'm refusing to let myself feel this way again?
I think the forehand, I think there's still a lot of levels to improve there, and that's something that I feel like within myself is like, okay, if I can work these things out, then there's multiple levels within that, and then definitely the serve too. It can always get better.
Yeah, no, it's a credit to you. What have you thought about all the travel, the lifestyle? I mean, again, you have had the opportunity to return to home base in Tucson a little bit, but just to be on the road this frequently, is it something you could see yourself enjoying?
Oh, absolutely, and it's been cool too, because I haven't had to take any plane rides these last 3 weeks.
That's awesome.
I was able to drive to San Diego and then drive from there to Indian Wells, and my parents met up with me as well, and so they've been able to drive me around, and so that's been fun, of little road trips, and nothing's been too crazy. And so I think driving and flying are two different things, and it's been a really good mixture of everything.
To have all of this go on while also, again, you're a senior, and I know that your Arizona season here, your final season, I know how much it means to you. What's it meant to the guys to see your success and, again, to see their success as well? Obviously a massive victory right off after the National Indoors to get yourself back in the mix. Just talk me through how all things Arizona men's tennis so far here in 2025.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely proud of the guys for being able to get through all the matches and stuff. They haven't lost anything while I've been gone, and so I think Michigan State tomorrow is going to be a really big test for them, and so I'm definitely going to be watching that match and really trying to get through it with them. But I think it's cool for them to see too. That, I mean, I've been practicing with them, and I'm not doing anything differently than they are necessarily, and so to have this success at some Masters 1000 and here, I think it means a lot, and I hope it's motivating to them. Yeah,
that's awesome to hear. How much more stressful is it to watch those matches from afar than be a part of them and playing them?
Oh, so much more stressful.
It's the worst, right?
I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
No, I can't even, how does Clancy do it? Now, maybe it starts to understand why Clancy is who he is, because I just it's tough, man. It's stressful.
Oh yeah, I couldn't be a college coach, that's for sure. If I cared about it the same way I do now, it's tough.
No, it's a credit to the guys, and certainly again for you. I know I don't even have to ask the question. I know you're playing to finish your Arizona season, but to now have a point where your ranking is look, you're knocking on the door of the top 200. If you have a good week here, you will be top 200.
Yeah.
How does that shape your plans for the next 3 months? Is this the last pro event till the end of the season? Will you try to maybe play a little bit on the green clay? Just what does that look like, knowing, hey, I can maybe put myself in French Open, Wimbledon qualies right away? Yeah,
I mean, so I feel like I'm to that point where I'm guaranteed my spots in the qualities of those. I'm not defending any points until July, really, and so it's something I gotta sit down with coach and the team and try to figure out. But still kind of waiting to see back too if Miami is a possibility or not. But I'm just kind of playing it by ear too. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Very fair. How desperately is a fishing trip in order? Is that the first order of operation once you're done with all this run?
Yeah. If I got the time, then it's going to be a day trip somewhere in Arizona. And I hope Clancy will let that happen. But it'd be nice to get away and kind of chill out for a little bit and let everything kind of set in.
I think you've earned that, my friend, certainly. That. Well, my final question to you is just for fans who somehow haven't had the chance to watch you during this run. I'm making it my mission here this week to let you guys make the pitch. What should a fan be looking for from Colton Smith on a given day to say, all right, Colton's playing his best tennis here today. This is what I like to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm moving well, then it's pretty good. If I'm serving well, that takes care of a lot of things. And, if the backhand down the line is cooking, then it's going to be a good day.
I like to hear that. And, again,
I got the backhand cross, too.
Yeah, all the tricks.
So, don't
sit on it.
Don't be sitting on that one.
I like that. Well, again, man, it's been magical, and I appreciate you being so kind with your time with us during this ride as well. Colton Smith, congratulations on a job well done today, and obviously good luck this week.
Thank you so much.